think that's enough of that, don't you? Right, let's get this started. Hello, welcome in. I am on my knees on the floor. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be with you. Woo! Right, going. More Gran Turismo 3, I think, is the plan today. Yeah, welcome back to part 18. I didn't even load up my save before this, because of course we didn't. Yeah, we're gonna do some GT mode. So, God, this audio is really quiet. Might just be me though. By the way, I've only just realised that this song was remixed with Gran Turismo 4. Just realised. I don't even know what we've got left, so let's go find out. It's mostly championships really now, I think, that we're missing on the most part. So Type R meeting would be for an NSX. Race of the Red Emblem is Skyline. Well, it's definitely the Racing Boy, of which we do not have yet. We could go buy the Pennzoil if absolutely necessary. Professional League is also, this is the British GT Car Cup. All the professional events are actually really long. Actually, we have a Zonda, so let's go race modify it a little bit. Let's make this car feel a bit better. Right, we're gonna have to prep it to go against race cars, so it also needs the gearing. Oh, okay, we can't lighten it any more than that. We're gonna need. Okay, we got the racing tires on it. Oh. God, are you gonna need that? We really need to boost the power of this thing. I don't think it needs that much. That should do it. Can't polish it. We can balance the engine. And a racing chip, which will go a long way. We're also going to need to improve the suspension. This is an expensive championship to win, and it's only because the prize car is the one that you're racing. Genuinely don't know if I've really done enough here, so. I don't know which track to really test it at. Midfield has a long straight. That could work. It's more the top speed of the car I'm worried about. I don't want to undersell it on this. I need to. Because you gotta remember, this is gonna go beat the racing Zonda around Rome. Oh, it's gonna top out alright. Maybe it doesn't need to be that. Where's the tyres? Oh, it's on the racing mediums already. Shit, okay. I think the gearing is really what... I feel like that should... It just does... It's got all the top end, which is fine. But I don't know how the Zonda race cars are spec'd up. It just doesn't turn. I just don't know. I don't know how it's gonna compare to the Zonda race cars. So let's find out. Why not? You know the drill with these streams. If it's too quiet, I'll end it early. The only way to win this prize car in this entire game mode is to do it through this, which sucks, but hey, you have to go with the flow sometimes. So we'll outrun this thing in a Oh, the sub from Bread! Bread with the prime sub, thank you, how are you? That was actually completely unexpected. Welcome to probably my least favourite, or one of my least favourite events in the whole game. We got some racing boys, and I have a road boy, and this is the only way I can really beat them. I don't like this championship. Thank you so much. Like, I have no idea how much it means to me. Also, how are you beating the cold? Because it is freezing. It is freezing here. I feel like them Zondas are on really, really soft tyres. Like, we can outrun that thing. That's not the issue. The issue is driving better than them. Like, this thing is too quick and the car just hates it. Like, look at the speed they can carry that I can't. The first half of the lap we've really struggled. Now they're just using me to corner. I think they're on really soft tyres. They have to be. But it's also a race car, which is more designated than mine ever will be at this point. After this, I think we can sell the Zonda. I don't think we need it after this, that I know of anyway. But we can outrun those Zondas behind us, which is all that really matters. Just drives like ass. That's all it is. You just have to carry so much less speed than they do. It's not even fun. But I'm wondering if they're on aggressively wearing tyres. They can go at least 2 laps, which is great. Because after this, we've got to do this track in reverse. So we have to do it in reverse for another 10 laps to get the Zonda race car. Oh boy, come on, get out the wall. Still need to set up a move on Discord, man. God damn. Oh. I'm just hoping my mediums hold out. I just can't do anything. Like, I hit the brake to turn, and all it does is go straight on. This thing has been weight reduced as well. I've reduced the weight, I've given it better tyres. I have also improved the brakes, and it hasn't actually fixed the issue of this car. I don't like it. With a bit of luck, we'll only have to pit once, which is one less than they will have to. With any luck, of course. At least Rome's course is relatively short in comparison. Ooh. Fudge. Fudge. Fudgies. Fudgies. Get round the bend. You can just see the car does not want to stop, no matter what I do. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna brake, turn, and then slide, and then it's just pain. Like, flip. Oh boy, come on. Well. Okay, let's have a look. We're 3.6 seconds ahead. I wonder if those Zondas are struggling. If they have to make a stop this lap, we'll be well on our way to doing this easy. Because I think we'll have to pit at least once. But by the look of it, they don't need to pit this lap either. So maybe lap 5? Maybe? We'll see when they pit. That'll be the key thing here. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't trust myself trying to drive the track properly because of how big and cheap these AI are. Like, the prize car for this event is the one you're racing on. Like, they drive the prize car that you put in for this event, and it sucks. Shit. It is arguably one of the most unfair championships in the game. And that is fact. It's not even a championship, it's a fucking 2-race event. The prize car is somewhat worth it. Like, the Zonda's a really good car. But, like, I didn't consent to this. I'm only doing this because the game's asking me to. And not only that, the Zonda's not a cheap car, it sits at 300k. Then you have to spend another, like, what, 150 upgrading it? If that. Are the AI pitting? No, they are not. The AI are going to have to pit once, surely. I can't be the only one that is going to have to pit. I don't care if I've got a big lead over them. It's not even that big because they're race cars, but... Good lord. Not asking much. Oh, bugger, honey, iced tea. What? I am genuinely trying to reduce the amount of pain. I just realised also I've got a Discord notification for something. Their tyres seem to be deader than mine at the minute, which is a good sign. But if I've learned my lesson, these will only last about 8 laps. don't get me wrong, a road car will never be as efficient as a race car on this game. It just never will. But will they have to pit? That is the question. They still haven't pit going on to lap 7. And like I said, we've got to do the reverse after this. And I can hopefully sell this Zonda. Brake won't turn. Getting pings on my phone. I'm going to quickly check what my notifications are. Please bear with. Oh my god, what happened? Oh, fudge. No. So many notifications. Oh my goodness me. Who's pinging me? Oh, that's what it was. Someone was pinging me about something going on ahead of the weekend. Oh, bonk. Piss. Good lord. Okay, next lap I'm going to have to pit. These tyres just won't last. I don't know if the Zondas will need to pit either. That's the thing. Are they do a pit stop? Their tyres have got to be worn though. Like, even if they're not do a pit stop, their tyres are going to have to be shot, right? I might have to start resorting to some less orthodox tactics to try and make this work. Because I'll tell you now, I'm probably not going to have the car or the ability to pull away from those race cars and then overtake them all again. The weight reductions help make the tyres last a bit longer though. I just don't know how long they... I don't know if the AI are going to even pit in these races. Because if they're not, I'm going to have to put harder compounder tyre on, which I don't really want to do. Because this car already struggles with like the middle ground, as I call it. It struggles with the middle ground. But the AI seems to be struggling a little bit more. I don't know if I'm still 10 seconds ahead of them. I'm hoping I can pull that gap out a bit more, but based on the fact that I'm struggling with the tyres as well, we might just have to hedge our bets. We're pulling on them somewhat, about what, half a There's just not enough time. YOLO, I don't have a choice. The tyres just won't last otherwise. The tyres just won't last otherwise. Right. We're behind all of them, but it's not as bad as I initially thought. We are literally on the tail end of them. Hello, Mark! It's good to see you again. After, I don't know, about 4 or 5 streams, I think I haven't seen you. We're racing some cheating AI who are using a car I don't have access to until I've completed this race to win this race. And before you ask, yes, I have tuned the living hell out of this car to try and make it competitive for this. And I'm only just about doing a good enough job. Oh boy, god damn. Careful. Yeah, just wasn't feeling like. Fair enough, welcome back in. I hope I can entertain you by beating these absolute cheaters. I don't even know if they're going to pit. If they don't pit, that means I've got to pull out, what, about 15 seconds on them in 8 laps. Something like that to make my pit stop worthwhile. But they're struggling for pace on them tyres now. I think their tyres are short. Or are they going to pit now? Oh, okay. They pit now. I see how it is. So they do have to pit, but it's like right at the end of the race. Okay. Okay. I see how it is, game. Which means that if I went for a harder compounder tyre, we could theoretically still beat them and not have to pit. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to hedge my bets. Car just isn't feeling it. I cannot overstate, guys. Right? I cannot overstate just how abysmal this car is to drive. Like, I don't even know if you can see how hard I'm having to brake. But this is just awful. I know I'm making it look relatively easy, but it is not my style of driving at all. Like, I usually like to brake and turn into the corners, and this is what happens when you do. It's just, it straightens up and starts going in a straight line instead of going around the corner. It's just horrendous. Anyway, that's one race down. We've done it. We've done the first race. We've only got one more to go. Oh boy. That was a rough 15 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah, 24 seconds. Okay, so the AI were feeling it pretty bad, but God, was I feeling it too. Unbelievable. Right. 10 laps of reverse roam. Just as fun. Fuck. Okay. I'll catch up on these Twitter DMs in a moment. We're going to kick some Italian backside. Using an Italian car on an Italian track. This car's like atrocious. I hate it. Bonk. So at least we know we have to pit, which means I've got the right tyres for this. If you're ever interested in playing through GT3 yourself and the exact build I used for this Sunday, you can just check the VOD, and that will tell you. But I think it's medium tyres, the stage 1 weight reduction, sport brakes, level 2 engine, racing chip, engine balancing, twin plate clutch, semi-racing flywheel, the racing gearbox. The racing gearbox is key for this event, like really key. It is the only thing that stops you from topping out at 250 Ks, which in this race you really don't want. You need that overspeed to get it. I also tweaked the gearing by about 4 clicks to the right so that they were a bit wider. Just so you've got some of that extra legway in the gearing if you need it. But you don't want to be topping out if you can help it. Because if you slipstream, you can gain some extra speed as well if you're really slow. But this race in general, I think, is just really difficult. Like, I'd argue that because of the nature of it, where you're against race cars and a road car, it is arguably one of the hardest. At least in the Yaris Cup, all you're racing is other Yarises. Same with the Altezas and the Skylines. All you're really doing is just racing the road variants of the same car. It's not impossible. But this has you racing a race car in a road car, and as I mentioned earlier, the road car is nowhere near as efficient as the race car for this. So it just drives. And not only that, it doesn't help that the Zonda is not a particularly good driving car in this game. Like, the race car's fine. The race car is actually really nice to drive. But this car just isn't. And as I said before, if you're on the PAL version of the game, if you're on the European / Australian whatever version of PAL region, this is the only way you can win this car, and I think it's the same for America. I'm not so sure on Japan. But then again, in Japan, you can get the Lamborghini Diablo, which you can't get in this one. So maybe it might be worth picking up a Japanese copy of GT3, just for shits and gigs. Not that I own it. It's not that. The car just doesn't stop. It gets up to speed fine. Handles like a boat, doesn't stop. Nuts. Bonk. God. I absolutely hate this car. It just drives like... like I said, I cannot overstate how shit this car should drive. And if you've ever done this event, you'll know what I'm talking about. The AI seems to be struggling a bit more now than they were initially. That's not exactly helping me too much though. Ooh, pissing hell. Also, I don't know what, in other news, I was thinking initially when the games were announced for Xbox, like, oh, I might stream Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. Atlus have introduced restrictions on that, like they've said that there were certain things you have to declare spoilers for and like whatever. I'm just like, bro, any story-driven game or visual novel as the Persona games are basically, anything like that, of course, is going to have spoilers. You don't play Mass Effect and say, oh yeah, spoilers ahead if you've never played them before. I mean, Persona 4 and Persona 3 are as old as Mass Effect, and I still haven't played it. It's only because they've come to Xbox that I thought, yeah, okay, I might pick them up. Both of them, I want to point out, are portable titles. Like, they were originally released on... Persona 4 Gold was on the PS Vita? And Persona 3 Portable was on the PSP. But Persona 3 FES, which supposedly had all the additional content that the Portable didn't, but apparently Portable was nicer to play. Persona 3 Portable also did include the FES content. But Persona 3 FES was released on the PS2. So I'm guessing Xbox is kind of getting the better of the deals with all the DLC and whatever on one platform. It might be worth me picking them up at some point. I don't want to limit myself to Game Pass. Hey, it might be worth me picking them up. Maybe. And the original copies still fetch a nice penny. Like, really good conditions will set you about loads. Oh. What? I also recently found out the PS3 is apparently region free. So you know how I was talking about those GameCube games that I really wanted to play? I wonder if the PS3 playing PS2 games are free. You know the one, the backwards compact PS2. Do you know what? While I'm doing this race, before I lose my mind, does anyone fancy checking that to see if the PS2 compatible PS3 is region free on PS2? Because if it is, that'd be amazing. I'd love to play a couple of the games I have for my PS3, like on my PS2 rather, that aren't English copies of games. I'd really like to try them. And then I can think about maybe saving up for the PS2 compatible console, which would be nice. I could then play all the games I want on one machine and put my trusty PS2 either away or in my bedroom if I wanted to play something specific. But yeah, let me know. So I feel like the PS2 compatible PS3 only ever did certain games, if I remember right. My memory on that stuff is a bit fuzzy at the minute. Oh, nuts. Nuts. Oh. Since lap 8 was atrocious, I'm just going to pit now. Game really struggled to get the car to turn around the corner there. It was like, skirt! It was like full lock to the left and it just wasn't having it. At least this will let the tyres warm up a little bit. It's like the worst exit as well. Like, look at these AI! What is this? Race driver grid? Synchronized drifting? Like, look at them. They are synchronized drifting around these corners. It reminds me of Grid. You know, in the drift battles where the AI just drive in the same line perfectly sideways, full on D1 style. You know the type of Formula. Oh, I just got punted into oblivion. I just got sent to the shadow realm. It's like, listen, my brakes aren't as good as yours, game. Please cut me some slack. Move, please. Thanks. Let's see, will they pit on lap 8 or lap 9? Either way, they have to pit. Surely. Imagine if one of them pits like a lap earlier, gets to jump on every other one. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, I can't compete with your cornering ability, I'm not gonna lie. Oh boy. Oh! I got punted. Listen, I don't have your cornering ability, fam. Can you, like, not hit me? That's how I feel. You ran me up the arse, then put me in the wall. Legitimately just so bad. Like, can you not? Thanks. Careful. Go around the bend. Hit the wall again, as you do. Oh, bonk. Oh. Oh, one of them's pitted, two of them pitted, three of them pitted, but two of them haven't. Interesting strategy. Interesting. Two of them have decided they don't feel the need to pit. Your tyres are going to be absolutely foobarred. My best lap is an 18.7. I don't know how I feel about that. Wait, that's not a quick lap. I mean, it is for this car, but it's not a quick lap in general, like in the grand scheme. Oh, nice. God damn, come on, get power down, you piece of poo! I also want to point out to you guys, just a little bit, it is currently, what, -1 degrees over here in the UK right now. If it seems so bright, it's because I've got my heater like right in front of me down here, and it's illuminating my face. Whew. Race champ, well, event done. Give me my prize car. God damn. Whew. Okay. 30k. I have not recouped my investment doing this championship, by the way. I just want to point that out. I have not recouped the money I spent to win this championship. I'll try and respond to this as I stream. But yes, we've got ourselves a Zonda LM, which is totally not the car that we were just racing. But hey, we've won it. It's now ours. I can't complain. Again, it's not a terrible car. It has its use cases. This, never again. I feel bad selling it. What I am going to do though is revert this car now, hopefully, back to stock, so I can just have a nice normal Zonda to sit in my garage. That would be nice. Like, look how much, look, bang, back to 581. Oh, I can't take off the port polish. I can take off this, which will do. It will do. Yeah. Sure. Put you on a sport tyre for now, I guess. Oh, and I can't reduce the weight back on it. Okay, that's for me. Car's now back to normal. Yeah, okay. Well, we've got our relatively normals on the back. This is now 1,062 kilos. What is it when I bought it? We knocked off like 200 kilos and that didn't fix the car. That should be a concern. We can't even use the Type S0 for the NSX for the Type R Championship. I can't remember how many prize cars there are in here, actually. Well, so we've done that in there. I think we haven't even finished the beginner league yet, which is upsetting to a degree. Spider and Roadster. Oh, that's why I haven't done that yet. Legitimately hate the test course race. The Tiddy Championship, Legend of Silver Arrow. The Evo meeting, I guess, is, well, you get an Evo as a prize car, funnily enough. Nothing particularly exciting. The Boxer Spirit event is, you really need like one of the roofs for that. Interestingly, we've not done this yet. So why don't we go overboard and go into this? It has a purpose. It'll be good for the Turbo Champ. I mean, we could have done it in 787B. But we haven't driven this car much yet. Oh, that's why it's on test course. I'm gonna quickly check to see what sort of cars we're against. We've got an S4, and I can't scroll through the other cars. Is that an Integra, or was that a Subaru? Oh, it's a Sylvia. We got a WRX, so we got in pressure. We got a Skyline, Blitzen. I mean, I think we'll honestly mince the field in the TS020. I think. That Sylvia's quick though. I wasn't expecting that. I knew it was a relatively. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think they're doing 300 Ks, but that Sylvia's quick. God damn it. Speaking, we basically just got the same grid, except all we've done is change the MR2 for the Impreza, and that's literally it. I mean, yeah, this should be an absolute cakewalk. This should be an absolute cakewalk. 3 laps of this. Yeah, looks like we're I think we've won. I definitely think we've won. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to add to this race. I think we've kind of cakewalked it. I don't. The only thing we could have done is wheelie tune it, but there's no point in ruining a good car. There's literally no point in ruining a good car. Bear in mind, I just want to remind you guys that in the the wind event, this car was nudging what, 400 k's? 400 k's just about. The only car that was quicker than it was the Viper, which I don't know how to feel, because the Viper, I know the gearing is really long on that thing, but like, one car is just dropping all the way back. I don't know which car that is. Can't imagine it'll be one of the other cars. We're 11 seconds ahead, and the Sylvia is the second quickest car in this race. I don't know how I feel with that knowledge. I don't know how I feel with the knowledge that the Sylvia is the second quickest car in a straight line in this race. Considering it's a 4-cylinder race car. Just, I guess, like, the other car, I don't know who it is. I feel so sorry for whoever's in sixth. Whoever's in sixth, I feel so sorry for. That is just horrendous luck that your gearing is that good. The sad thing is, I couldn't even tell you which car it was. If I had to guess, it would be the Blitzer. If I really had to guess which car I thought it was back there, it would probably be the Blitzer. But I could be completely wrong, and it could also be like the RSI or something stupid like that. Yeah, we're on to the last lap now. We've done a sub 55. It'll do. Like, I don't need this race to be anything particularly fanciful here. It's 13.7 seconds away. That Sylvia's got some. I don't like how much speed that Sylvia has for what it is, because in the road racing, I can guarantee you it'll be absolutely nowhere. I could just guarantee it'll be nowhere, if it's even in the race, of course. The fact, again, the guy is just like, I came up and I kind of raced, but everyone raced off ahead of me. All the cars, and any car at test course just gets immediately exposed for being better than it should be in a straight line. It's like how all of the corners are holding it back. And everyone else is just like, yeah, but if you give me a straight line, you know that Fast and Furious drag race, and they're just like, oh yeah, 8 mile, like a 9-second car or whatever it was. 8-second mile, 8-second mile. You know what I mean. 9-second car. That guy at the back is in a 9-year car. Oh, got that. Oh, Oh, it's the MRS. Not even the MRS. Sorry, the MR2. The MR2 is the one that had no straight line speed. The fuck happened to you? Yeah, Sylvia ran away from the rest of them. I feel like the Blitzen and the Beetle were very close together, but that MR2 is nowhere. Me being completely wrong about. We've just gone. Why is this thing's top speed then? Oh, the MR2 really didn't have a top end. 240 Ks, is that it? Oh, this Skyline had way more in it, it just couldn't get into 6. Beetle was struggling. Look at the speed of this! I know you can't see it, but he's doing... Let me try and change the camera. This car's doing nearly 186 miles an hour on the stop gearing. Oh, that only has a 5-speed. Well, the more you know. That was his race over pretty much. The Beetle, yeah, really had no go. That's insane. That is insane for the Sylvia. 310 Ks. Oh god. I know there's only 2 of you in chat, and I don't know who's actually going to send a message. Grand Valley or Apricot Hill? Take your pick. Grand Valley. Sick! That's what we're doing then. We're going to the big GV. I have no doubt we'll win. It'll be interesting to see if the MR2 does any better when it's got a few more corners to deal with. If it's even in the race, it is in the race. The grid's basically the same. We've thrown out the Blitzen for the S4. That works for me. The Sylvia is really slow off the line compared to everything else. That's because everything else is 4-wheel drive, I think. The exception of the MR2, of course. Got like, oh god, yeah, that was a good start. I feel like some of these races really expose some of the bad sides of certain cars. car on the track if we can. I also want to point out, in case anyone is new here or has forgotten, we have won all these cars. We haven't, like, bought them or anything. The majority of the prize cars the majority of the cars we are using for these events, we have won. And if you follow my strategy early on of trying to complete the rally events as quick as you can to get the Escudo, to get the Like the Wind race done, which will then net you the 787B, that's a really good way of going about it. The only issue is that you really have to win the F1 car, which is a bit of trial and error. I'm not gonna lie, it's really trial and error. But you can win the F1 car, and that will be a necessity for the Formula GT World Championship. There's not many. All the endurance races give you one. All the endurance races will give you one of two in the UK version. They'll always give you one of two, but winning it is hard. And since I'm not in a particularly like, oh, I'll replay through it sort of guy in these, then it makes winning the F1 car a bit more of a limited thing. And I have one saved on another memory card if we need to purchase it. I'm hoping we don't, but that is the price you must pay for a game like Gran Turismo. Just here, rally crossing a GT1, as you do. It's interesting how some of the car, well, I don't know where the Sylvia is, but the RSI field, and I think it's still second. Interesting to see how the grid spreads out towards the end of this. The MR2, I'm assuming, is last again because of its super short gearing. Nope. Hit the brake. Hit the brake. Roundabout. The second class bend. Don't forget that each stream now is going to cover less and less championships, kind of, as a general rule of thumb. Unless I start really focusing solely on like the professional shit. Because of how long some of these championships are, they are going to take a stream or two just to complete one championship because of how long they are. It's particularly bad in professional. Okay, I stand corrected. The MR2 has just rinsed everyone else. Like, yeah, give it a few bends, it's actually okay. Sylvia's nowhere. It's pulled away from the V-spec though. I'm surprised the S4's doing so well. Don't need that. So that leaves Apricot Hill. Reverse now? So we have thrown out the Sylvia and replaced it with Blitz. God damn. Out of curiosity, Mart, what is your favourite track in Gran Turismo? Since I know you're probably lurking there. What is your favourite track in Gran Turismo? Like, out of every single one, whether it's been in one game or every game? And I think I should clarify, I'm not talking about the real circuits, I'm talking solely the fictional ones that are exclusive to GT. So like all the original circuits, I guess you would call them. As for me, my favourite track... Oh... Like, this one is up there. Apricot Hill is definitely up. But for me... Oh, fuck. For me, it would have to be... I'm not actually sure. This one's up there, midfield's up there. My favourite original track. I mean, Autumn Ring is a fun time. Just... Probably Red Rock Valley. I couldn't really think of another track that could replace Red Rock Valley for me. Well, they tried replacing it in Blue Field Raceway, Blue Bay Speedway, or whatever it was in GT Sport. Right, is this championship done now? And what's the prize car? Evo 6 Mines. is okay. Not terrible. Usable, but not terrible. It'd be really useful for the Evo meeting, I would have assumed. Save the game quickly. No reason why we couldn't use this to go do the Evo meeting. Unless it's like, nah, mate, you're not bringing that boy in here. It's illegal. Even though it's an Evo, and I'm just like, bro, it's an Evo. You said I can bring whatever Evo I want. I didn't mean to hit preview. I wanted to check the rules to make sure I could still enter the car. There's a few generations of Evo in this game that you can pick from. Like the rally cars as well. You could theoretically get away with using the rally Evos if you wanted to, but even then, that's not quite the Mines. I'd argue the Mines is probably the fastest Evo. Oh, okay. So the Mines Evo doesn't count. Okay, so you don't have a choice. You have to use Evo rally. Oh boy. Okay, so the Mines Evo doesn't actually count. Who keeps pinging me? Okay, well, let's go grab one Evo boy then. Even though this is clearly an Evo, apparently it doesn't count as a Mitsubishi Evo. Only counts as a Mines Evo. So where's Mitsubishi? Give me... shall we use the VI? Where is the VI? There it is. I found the VI. Oh yeah, it's got a modifications on it. Let's go enter this. Yeah, so apparently if it's not Mitsubishi Evo, it doesn't count as an Evo, even though it says Evo in the name. Yeah, I don't get it either. Perfect! We should dominate this, honestly. There's no reason why we should. Yeah, there you go. Well, this should be easy enough. And if the car goes off the track, it's okay because it's a rally car. It's made for that. Feels overkill, but it also doesn't. Oh, careful. Yeah, let the car run what, nice and wide. Oh. Let's see, what's this thing's top speed? Also, I don't know if you might like this little detail, but with the rally cars, their turbos are really effective up to the red line. But after that, they just stop accelerating as quickly. You'll see what I mean in a minute when we go down that big back straight again. Well, I'll say it again, we can't, it's a two-lap race. Although I'm legitimately impressed at the rubber banding, trying to keep the air as close to me as possible. Like, the acceleration for this car's there right up until you hit the red line and it just stops accelerating. It's just like, nah, I give up. Like, the turbo couldn't handle anymore. Really interesting. Like, look at it. I'll hold the. Just gives up, and then when you change gear, it goes back to normal. There you go. So it was all Evo 6, well, Evo 6, Evo 6, Evo 6, Evo 7, Evo 4. Of course the Evo 4 was last. Feel sorry for it. Not that it's a bad car. I'd probably say the Evo 4 is... I have some beef with the Evo 4 from Gran Turismo 4 because of how quick the rally car was. Like, the rally car Evo 4 in Gran Turismo 4 was just inexplicably quicker than everything else that it raced against. I was just like, oh, okay, thanks, I guess. And it always just seemed to just about outcompete every rally car I had. Or at least that's how Kid Me remembers it. I don't know if adult me would feel the same way, but if Kid Me remembers it, it must have done something bad. That was a really slow getaway for that Evo there. What happened? Six goods. Went a bit wide. So yeah, the gravel in this game doesn't really slow you down. Well, it slows you down. Or was it Gran Turismo 2? The gravel in this never slowed you down. Like, you could go off the track in Gran Turismo 2 on Laguna Seca where it was all sand and shit, and it would never slow you down. You could just carry your speed up like normal. Even though in this you clearly feel your speed drop. God damn, look at this. Look at how well these are road car Evos. How are they keeping with this rally? They shouldn't be. The rubber banding is like, it's not even trying to hide it. Like, that rubber banding is there. That is horrendous. .2 seconds ahead. Let's see where we're at of the next one. .8. They're only losing like 6 temps. They're only using like 6 temps to us. Do you know how I feel about that? 6.6. We are pulling away, but it's nowhere near as much as it should be. Yeah, we definitely didn't monster them like we did at midfield, but... I don't think there's anything particularly special about the Tommy Macklin Edition Evo compared to like the standard GSR, beyond the naming convention. Troll Mountain. One's got to be the stripe model, right? Oh, I want a Mr. Stripe edition. There it is. I think it's also got a Rally of Monte Carlo logo on the hood of the car, just behind the, like just ahead of the windscreen. Pretty sure that's a Rally of Monte Carlo. Could be wrong though. One more lap to go. Are you? Yeah, so I've noticed that carrying speed is a lot easier. Like, you kind of slow the car down. Well, obviously everyone knows how to drive the car, right? Slow it down, turn it in, power out, right? But in this game it is remarkably easy. Hello, Kuba, and how are you? Yes, that is a hell of a way to start the conversation. I can read your message, by the way. But yes. How are you? I hope you're well. Of course, I'm not going to publish that on stream. But how are you? Welcome in. Welcome to. I would say. I don't know how to explain this. It's kind of like welcome to autonomy, I guess. The Tony Macklin Stripe edition for the bag. I'm sad. God damn it. Okay, so that's that done. Give me my prize car, which of course is an Evo. What else would it be? Yay! It's an Evo 6 in Dandelion. Look at us go. Ah. Well, that conversation went on a tangent. God, I hate trigonometry. I hated trigonometry in school. That pun was horrendous. I'm so sorry. Because you obviously have cosine, sines, and tangents, right? That joke was so bad. I'm so sorry. Yes, we've. Oh, sorry. It's not even an Evo 6. It's an Evo 4. All we need is the Evo 5 in Dandelion Yellow. That's all we need. That is the only meme we need right now. I think while we're here, we'll finish off with some arcade mode. I think more of a refresher. Yeah, I mean, I actually I can't remember, but I'm also eating. Hey, oranges are fun. Oranges are fun. Oh, we got to here, did we? actually, we could use our home garage here. Be cheeky. Yeah, it's a unique way of eating an orange. I'll give you that. I was going to use this, but I can't. I just realised I don't really have my my usual suspect car that I can use to blitz some of these easier. I have just realised. The only thing I can use is probably that, but the RZ is also a solid shout, honestly. For the third time today, we are doing Rome Simulator. But yes, this should be. The NSX is actually a good show. Like in Gran Turismo 5, it was a seriously the PP rating GT5 for the NSX Type R was actually criminal. Like it performed way better than it had any right to, and I think it's been like that in every Gran Turismo game actually. Now I don't know if that's just the way the game handled the physics of cars or what have you. At least we're not driving the world's worst boaty boy. I'm just glad we're not driving that. Yeah, we're into the AI here. So you do actually get some interesting cars that form your prize cars as you unlock them in the arcade mode. So I think one of them is the C West Razo Silvia, which is in the S class, for like GT300 cars. Doesn't particularly compete very well, but it's there. And the other one, I actually don't know what the first one is. But as you get to like the last lower 2 levels, you start unlocking like 2 cars per level, which is kind of cool. I think the other one actually, I think it might be a rally car. Pretty sure it might be. Could well be. The Escudo is another good shout for that. Actually, the Escudo is a really good one for the rally events because the Escudo is just broken. to put it bluntly. Scooter's just completely broken. Roof 3400S is second. Okay. Catching me up and I don't like it. I also think it's a reward car, I think. I have to keep an eye on that car. We might struggle to beat it. Interesting how the game balances the car classes. Probably because they don't have a home elsewhere. Degrees here. How's my heater holding up? It's not. It's really not. I'll show you. Because my heater is right here. There it is. So here's the floor. My heater's there. It's -1 here. I just want to point that out. Floor reveal. I know, right? It's only a rug. Well, I actually have a rug right by my sofa, but. So where is this boy quicker than me? Straight lines. Of course you are. But you can't outbrake me. Oh. So it has a straight line advantage over me. I see how it is. It's like, can you please go away? Oh, put me in the wall, why don't you? Okay, I'll show you the same courtesy. Yeah, sucks, don't it? How'd that wall taste? Well, shit. I know, right? He put me in the wall, so I just returned the favour. Simple as that. So I will, if I have to beat that car to win, I will beat that car to win. It's not like it's another online player who's on the other end, so it's okay. It is okay to abuse the AI if it doesn't affect your race. Or somebody else's, for that matter. Yeah, he's better hope future AI, don't like they're just some AI 20 years in the future, like going through my old stream archives, just like what is this man on about? Glad we exterminated the humans at that point. It's just like, yeah, they were techists. That's the best I've taken that corner all the race. Maybe we ought do a do what I realised. I know on Sunday I said I wasn't going to stream. I've only just remembered now I committed to a 6 Siege stream. Guess we'll do that tomorrow then. If I remember. And alert. Maybe I should add some energy drinks to my grocery shop this month. I was waiting. I'm so sorry. Yeah. The thing is, on Sunday, I think it was just because I had such a rough day at work. I had very little. I think the issue was I had a rough day at work on Sunday. It was one of them blackouts. Yeah, I might as well have been after the day at work I had. I might as well have been. like my shift at work Sunday was just a day to forget. Honestly, like it was just. It wasn't that it was busy, because busy days aren't usually the issue for me. It's when customers just don't take what you say at face value and they just want to argue. It was just a day of arguments, refunds, and people getting upset, and I was just like, I'm not paid enough to deal with this shit. Then let's forget. I know, right? Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Oh, what was this? Let's do. I think one more. I think. Let's do Laguna Seca. It's the only time you actually don't have to do a reverse variant. So yeah, here's the first prize car. I don't actually know what the second one is. I feel like it's a rally car actually. I feel like the second prize is actually a rally car. No, it's not, because the Escort's already there. I know the Delta is a prize car though. I do know the Delta is a prize car. I just don't remember when. Don't know why I went in here again, just like, for fuck's sake. We've already done that. Grand Valley. What was the other prize car now? Oh! That's the other prize car. Because I remember this being the last car that you could pick. I remember this being the last car you could pick for this category. Yes, custom themes are where it's at. So it was the MX-5 that we unlocked as another prize. So yeah, let's do Smoky Mountain. Let's do the only acceptable thing. Where's my scooter? We're against some Citroen Xara. Is this game all about collecting all cars? Kind of. Like, it is a very predictable trophy hunting game, but the thing is that some of the championships, like the Escudo is right. It does these races so well. But like, what is the best way to drink? What? The game's producer Kazunori Yamauchi said that it was kind of like about. Or was it Kazunori Yamauchi? I remember someone in a GT5 video where they went to the Nürburgring 24. It was kind of like sharing the joy of automobiles, and Gran Turismo's always been like that. Like the first game took what, 1993 to 1998. That took it 5 years to develop. It went on to sell 11 million copies. It is commercially one of the best-selling game franchises of all time, if not the most, but one of the most. The only one I think that's done more is maybe Call of Duty. But as racing games go, it is the best selling racing game franchise of all time. But Gran Turismo, for all intents and purposes, at least in the arcade mode, is about collecting as many cars as you can. But obviously, it kind of like that in Gran Turismo mode as well. It's just that instead of having a bunch of cars unlocked, you have to unlock all the tracks in arcade mode, which is the best method, by the way. I was going to say that now. The best method, like the way that this game is probably considered one of my top 5 favourite games of all time, I would have to say. Which is impressive for a game that came out, give or take, in 2002. And it's not so much the quantity that makes me so happy, it's the quality of it. Like, this game was so many leaps and steps ahead of everything else in terms of the attention to detail and whatever have you. It's just one of them games. It is quite frankly timeless. It doesn't feel outdated, even though it looks a bit sad now. It looks a bit sad around the edges. It's again one of my probably top 5 games of all time, and this is coming from someone who thinks Gran Turismo 4 is slightly overrated because of how padded out it is, which is ironic considering how I was complaining a couple parts ago about how overly padded the Polyphony Digital Cup was for doing 15 laps of whatever track we were doing in stock road cars. Yeah, it pads it out and becomes monotonous that way, but there's always a sense of like achievement after you've done everything, especially if you get a car that you really want. And I think it's that sense of progression over time that keeps you going in this game. Don't get me wrong, I think some of the games have done racing game progression better, but in terms of like collecting cars in this sort of style, I think Gran Turismo does it better than Forza. Because Forza now just dumps everything on you pretty much straight away. It's like wheel spins here, wheel spins there, lots of prize credits here, and it's just, this game you had to work for it. Like the only reason we're at part like 11 million credits in the career mode is because of part 9 of this playthrough, which if you haven't watched, go watch. It's not even on this game. But part 9 is the only reason we have as much money as we do. Otherwise I'd be stuck around the 1 million mark, and that doesn't buy you anything in this game really. Like I had that 11 mil there solely for something like I had the 11 mil there just like, oh, in case I need an emergency purchase basically. But there are just some cars that are just so expensive to obtain, which is kind of crazy. I realised I didn't want to exit the game, otherwise it wouldn't have counted. We minced that poor Xara, so yeah, tough day at the office for that dude. No 5-finger discount. No, unfortunately, like, believe it or not, Gran Turismo 3 has a grand total of 186 cars. 186 cars, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's count them all, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Then you got 19, 20, 21. You're stupid. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 27, 28, 29, 130, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 135 of the 186 cars in the game you can view in the dealership. If you include the US special versions, 193, 4, and then if you add the Lamborghini exclusive to Japan, 109. So there's less than 200 cars if you include all 3 versions of the game combined. Counting with me, yes. And this is an example of one car that you can win, but you can't buy. And there's a couple of others that I have that are on my other save. Like, here's another one. Again, you can win, but you can't buy. This was an example of a car that you could see in the dealership, but you can't buy. You have to win it. Here's another one. Not in the dealerships. Can't buy it, but it's in the game. What else was there? This one. Counting with me is a very fun thing indeed. Here's another one. Again, you can't buy it, but it's in the game. Yeah. There's a lot of cars that you can't actually. And if I show you, if I go to trade quickly, I've got a few cars in here that are also part of that list that you can't buy, but you can win. Here's one. Can't buy, when you can't see it there, but you can win it. Here's another one. Can't buy, can't see, but you can win it. It's actually a really cool car. I love the XJ220. And here's another one. One of the many NSX race cars in the game that you can't buy, but you can win. Well, you can buy it if you've got it on another save. Believe it or not, you can buy this. Even though it says you can't, you can buy it. But I want to see if you can win one legit before I resort to buying this for the playthrough. I'll just have it here if I need it. Oh yeah, and here's an example of the Opel version of a car that is... So since we selected UK for the language, we can't buy this, but it's on the PAL version of the game. For shits and gigs, why don't we just add these Opels to our collection? We're going to need them anyway. Here's the other... Buy that. Like I said, I know it says you can't buy them, but you can. Look, watch my credits. There you go. That was 1.2! Game, you're taking the piss. It's like how you can buy this for 2. Do you want to buy a 2.2 mil car? I certainly don't. LMAO, interesting. I know, right? You can buy this. It doesn't say you can, but you can buy it. I just thought we'd add all the Opel cars in for good banter. Because look, now we've got Opels in the in English, which you can't do. Opel is not a dealership. Look, if we go to car dealer and go to Germany, look, Opel isn't there. You got Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Roof, Volkswagen, but no Opel. Because if you go here, we've got Vauxhall instead. No one likes Vauxhall. Um, yes, we can't buy. You can buy the Vauxhall equivalents of. Well, you can't buy. Look, you cannot buy this car. You must win it. But I've just proved that that's a lie. You can get it from the other championships. Also, a very interesting change that I thought was really interesting that I thought I should mention. In this, the word Astra is capitalized for the Vauxhall, right? But if you go to the My Home and then look at the Opel version, oh, where the fuck is it? The Opel version is all lowercase on the logo at the top. I thought that was a pointless change and I thought it was interesting, so I thought I'd mention it. Absolutely stupid, but hey. Also, interestingly, they have actually rebadged everything. Look, the badge on the front's Opel. It says Opel Service. There's a couple of Opel, like Opel Rent, I think it says on the side. Like, on the back quarter panel, it says Opel Rent. Beta change, left unchanged. Probably. I think it's a licensing thing as well, because obviously it says Opel, because it's an Opel. But if you go look at the Vauxhall model, like, this is kind of common knowledge, but it's a really cool... I say kind of common knowledge. If you know about it, it's really cool. But like, if you look at the Astra, look, it says Vauxhall on the side. There's no Opel Rent badge in the back. It just says Vauxhall where it would usually say Opel Service. The badge on the front's a Vauxhall. But it's exactly the same car. It is exactly the same car. And it's the same with this. You've got like the Opel version. This is the Vauxhall Calibra from like 1994. This is, but it's badged as a Vauxhall, as you can clearly see. Clearly badged Vauxhall. But if you go to the Opel, what do you think it's going to say? I'll give you a hint. I've just said what it's going to say. Oh, piss. Why am I scrolling all the way down here? No, go all the way back up. Oh, that's too far. Calib. Also, they spelt it wrong. Like, Opel Team Jost above the board. It's got Opel on the back quarter panel, Opel on the hood. It says Opel on the front. Yeah, it was a change. By the way, fun fact. Both this and the Vauxhall have the name spelt wrong in the menu. If you can't see. It says Calibra instead of Calibra. I thought that was worth mentioning, I guess. It's a fun little... It's always made me laugh. It's always made me laugh that that's actually slipped under the radar. I also love that there's some slight naming inconsistencies with... Look, the word car. You've got cup car with car in lowercase, and then you've got a capital C for race car, but rally car is also capitalized, but this is lowercase. Prototype here is capitalized, but prototype here isn't. Okay. Thanks, I guess. But yeah, there's some really interesting changes that they made to this game. Like, oh yeah, here's another example of a car. Here's another example of a car that you can win, but you can't buy or view in the dealership. You can't win it. You have to win this, and you can only win it once. And it's got 10 different colours. You can win the same prize car in 10 different colours, but you can only win it once per save. Not even that good a car, actually. The Mini's a bit shit. It's an inline 4 single overhead valve. It's an iconic car. I just don't know why you'd fucking make it a prize car. Just let someone buy it. It's not like you're going to be squeezing 1 billion horsepower out of it. And obviously we got the weedy boy. The weedy fun boy. I actually kind of... I did say we were going to do one more race. Then we didn't do one more race. Make a tier list already. Oh, mate. I would. Like, rate every prize car in Gran Turismo based on desirability and whatever. This car is actually quite easy to get. You just need a lot of startup money. And by startup money, what I really mean is, to get this car, you have to win the amateur Legend of Silver Arrow race to get this. And this car has 300Ks on it for one reason. And that was because I was using it for the Super Speedway to try and get myself the F1 car early, so I didn't have to worry about it and blitz through some of the other events. It didn't work, unfortunately for me. It would take an hour to do it again, which I'm not interested in doing right now. But yes, this was always a cool little car. And if you combine all the Opals and Vauxhalls together, you have the ultimate collection of DTM race cars. This car is about... It's not very useful. Like, it has uses, I guess, but like, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably not gonna save anything. Like, where's the... We've already done this championship anyway. It's good for this. It's good for this. But that's literally all it's really good for. Because it's four-wheel drive. Like the F... Right, so the Citroen Xara, believe it or not, has one single use case. This car has one use case in the whole game for me. And it's to win a car that, again, you can't view or buy, but you can win. And it's for this championship here. It is solely for this championship here, which is FF cars only. We still have to do all these as well, which it's not going to... None of these are going to be fun. They're 10 laps. TBR Tuscan, I don't even own it, but hey, it's exclusive to one car. Just one. And it's a Tuscan Speed 6. It is a one-make championship. Again, so is this. This is also a, yeah. Pretty sure the prize car list for this actually is just the race car, so you need to buy the race car anyway to do it, which is stupid. This must have been a late change. It says championship race 10 rounds, but there's clearly 5 events. Okay, game, whatever you say. So yeah, we've got a fair bit left to go through by the look of it. We did smash out a couple of championships today. This was arguably one of the worst, and I'm glad we've got this out of the way now. I'm glad that this is done, and we did it with no L's. Believe it or not, this is actually, you can run the race cars in this. But also the Mine Skyline is eligible, which is a very fun car actually. The Skyline is a really, really fun car. We could go buy this and we would be fine. These two are winnable somewhere. So, yeah, we have that option open to us. This one is... Yeah, this one has problems. This one has serious problems because you can enter any car as long as it's a racing car, but you can enter it, but you're against the F1 cars, which isn't fair, honestly. So yeah, I guess. Oh, I'm going on about all them, how we haven't done them. Endurance races, we've done 2 in this playthrough so far. We've done this one, which was 40 laps, and we've done this one, which is 100 laps. It is a 1.5 mile track, so obviously 1.5 times 100 is 150 miles. Woo! This is basically the Monaco Grand Prix. I fucking hate it. This is 100 laps of Tokyo R246. Takes forever, trust me. This, I don't even know. I think it's 50 laps. I think it's 50 laps of SSR11, which... this track just sucks. Like, this track, It's just such a... But my issue with this track is how long it is. That's my biggest issue with SSR11. It's so long and it takes forever to do a lap. These are timed at 2 hours. Both of these are timed at 2 hours, so you stop after 2 hours of racing. And plus the last lap. So you get 200 hours plus the last lap. This is 200 miles of Laguna Seca, which works out about 90 laps. 90 laps of LSR, which is okay. LSR's a pretty short track. The F1 car is extremely useful for it. I don't even know what sort of cars you race in it, actually, which is quite funny. Oh, of course. Proper race cars. It's not the worst set of race cars. Like, the 787B would be competitive in this. Interestingly, they've dumped the poor DTM race car into it. Great driving. These AI are so perfect. Where's the popcorn? Do you want me to go grab? Well, I would watch it, but I'm not watching right after this. These are probably the two fastest opponents in this race, and they're about the same. We already own the C5R. I just want to point out, we already own the C5R. Winning this car here, is a bit of a challenge, because to get it, you have to gold all the amateur races, I'm pretty sure. I think most of these actually just involve race cars. I think like 100 miles of Seattle isn't actually that long. It's not. I wouldn't say it's hard. It's just time consuming. Like a lot of this is really time consuming to do. Like it has race cars on the front, but we're racing. We're having acid now. That's what we're doing. We're having acid. We are tripping hard. So this event should be quite an easy one to finish. We can just enter a basic race car and jump with it. So we could use the zombie for this. It doesn't look particularly difficult, and I don't think it's particularly long. But maybe that's for next time. Next time we jump on this game. So that image is deceptive. It promises race cars. I think this has race cars. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is just JGTC cars, though, I'm pretty sure. Or DTM sort of spec cars. They're about the same. They are about the same in terms of, like, performance. Yeah, there you go, it's JGTC cars. So again, the Zonda or the TS or the 787B would be enough for this event. They'd be perfectly fine for this. So yeah, all of them have race cars on it, but not all of them actually feature race cars in the event, which is pretty funny. What is this one? Road cars, but it's 2 hours. So that one's road cars, which is fine. Oh, actually, that's a thought. What is this one? I imagine these are just like the full-blown Le Mans races, I'm pretty sure. Because of how long the track is, it would make sense. try and reduce the speed as much as, like, reduce the time as much as possible. Yeah, it is. Hey, Mysterious, welcome in, dude. We was just browsing all of the endurance events to see which ones we could easily complete and which ones we couldn't. I'm pretty sure this is also top tier race cars, I'm pretty sure. In which case we'd need the F1 GT. Hell yeah! Oh, it's not quite top tier, but they're like... They're not far off. Yeah, I selected the car because I was going to like, oh yeah, we'll do the FF challenge. I haven't quite remembered how I built the damn thing, but let's just say it's not fun. I think because it's a relatively easy one, we could try this one. Let's go grab ourselves a race car. I don't know how long the race is. It's not that long, I don't think. Okay, it's still going to be long, but it's not going to be as long as some of the other events that we'll be doing. And I think I've got maybe enough time to let the AI kind of drive most of the race anyway. I would love to pick the TSO 20, but I think that's a bit overkill. I just want a car that's just going to drive around the track with very minimal issues, so it's competitive enough to beat the sports cars, I think. Oh yeah, if you're wondering how I got the Opals in the British English version of the game, I traded them. That's why my credit's now like 9.3. Do what? Fuck it, we've got it, we've won it. Let's go reward our Zonda boy with an oil change, and then we're going to tackle the Seattle 100 miles and pray to God we win the F1 car. Like, even if it's a 002, I will take it for now, because it just makes the rest of the races that much easier. The 002 is still a really quick car, but you ideally want the 001 F1 car. We had the Vauxhall Calibra in this game, but you can also get the Opel on the PAL version if you pick another save, set the language to anything other than English, and then trade it to your English save. Like, yeah, we should be... Yeah, 40 laps of Seattle in the Zonda should not take too long. So here we go, 40 sneaky. Yeah, if you like, it's only doable in the PAL version because in America you only have English as language. Like I said, I'm honestly just going to let the AI drive most of this. My thumbs up there if I'm doing all the other races as it is. But it'll be nice to finish this off and get this event out of the way. I'm not actually sure how long this race will take. But I'll be here to chat. I can read the chat most of the time. This car's basically stopped by the oil change, so don't worry too much about it. I don't know what tyres it's on. Racing mediums probably. So. AI's a bit dumb at this track as well, so could be worse. So how have you guys been? What have you been up to? I have a Twitter set to a DMs I need to respond to at some point, so I'm stuck at home 6, so I got 2 weeks. Ouch! That sucks. So we're looking about what, 1 minute 30 a lap. So yeah, it's about 90 minutes. Big ass. I know, right? I actually don't remember which prize card this is. I think it's 002. I think the F1 card. But you can also get a bunch of other cool prize cards as well. But we don't talk about that. How's shit going for me? It's great. I've got a day off tomorrow from work, and then I'm also basically committed to playing a game tomorrow. It's not this. I told myself on, what was it, Thursday's stream after Breakpoint, so it's like, okay, we'll do a 6E stream. I didn't stream Sunday. I was just too dead after work. I couldn't be asked. I'm not gonna lie, like, customers just throw me at the wall. I really just needed 2 hours and a half. I looked at the clock and I was just like, is anyone really gonna watch? So I was like, no, not really. So I kind of said, okay, I'll just come back to this today. And that's what we're doing. We're doing some Gran Turismo 3 today, and then hopefully, if I can still be bothered tomorrow, we'll do some Siege. Because I suck at Siege. It's like watching a clown play a shooting game. It's great. It's great. It's like watching, like I said, a clown. Bruh. Bruh. One car's already pit. Really? Please tell me you just pit because you crashed, not because your tyres were blocked. I gotta say, why would the car pit after 2 laps? It can't be that. Get anything back from Microsoft regarding which bit? I'm so confused. Like, I don't think Microsoft. I haven't heard back. It's not that I haven't heard back from Playground yet, who are owned by Microsoft or Xbox rather. I haven't had a. It's not that I've not had a Playground games. I'm still waiting for my work HR team to tell my manager about what they could potentially do for me if I wanted to go do that potentially for a year, maybe get kept on. I haven't yet received what HR can do for me. My manager's been trying to push them, but they're on a ticket system now, which is stupid. Which is annoying because it's taken me maybe a week longer than I initially thought it would. But I know that the guy that I know there is still looking and he would get me in. I'm just waiting. I'm trying to minimize the risk of leaving my current job to go to it because I don't want to go to PG only to be told like a year later, oh, we're not going to keep you on. Not because you were bad, but it's just not a right fit. I don't want to risk that and then be unemployed for however many what's it? So I'm trying to reduce the risk before I go for it, especially because it's like, oh, it's initially a year contract. I don't want that initially a year to be told actually nah, not for us, but it's a proportion. Like, who knows? Maybe I could take the punt and next thing I know I'm being kept on, but it's like I want a level of permanency. I'm not looking for a it's like I wouldn't commit to a job with like a set deadline, like fixed term. I'm not about that. But apparently the way they work it there is that you get given a year to try and prove yourself, and then if you're good enough they'll keep you on. And I've been stabbed too many times in the back saying like I've put like I'm losing my train of thought now. I've been stabbed too many times in the back saying when I've put my all into it and I've done really well, and I've been quite easily one of the top people doing it, just to say, actually, yeah, you're not good enough. I'm just like, that's a massive kick in the teeth for me, that I've been through that way too many times in the past. I do not want to repeat. I am now in a situation where I can't repeat that. So part of me is holding off for the sake of my own stability and where I'm living. Is part of me is like, I don't want to go for it without minimizing the risk in the case the worst does happen, which more often than not it does with me. If the worst does happen, I've then got something I can then fall back on, and I've still got my current job that can keep me afloat if it doesn't work out, but at least I've then got an additional year of experience, if that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to do. It's just a case of minimizing the risk associated with that job right now. Otherwise, if I just get offered a straight up position with like, oh yeah, once you've done like once you've completed your probation, that's it, you kept on permanent, I'll be like, that's great. But if anything, I need more of an opportunity, and I've been able to link with some people in my current job into like game sort of position roles, which like who work at studios in Manington, which is nice. I've linked with a few of them, I've met a couple more since, but like I haven't had that opportunity to say, oh yeah, I know this person, they can refer me in. I haven't had that opportunity yet, and the issue is that with the games industry and the cost of living crisis, the amount of entry-level jobs now for games are really, really few. Like, they are absolutely minimal. And even then, they're just completely minimal. And because everyone wants them, it is so competitive to get in. Even though I have, what, 9 months experience with a AAA company, even I'm struggling to get my foot back in the door, but it's not necessarily what I know anymore, it's rather who I know. And I've always shown I have a passion for that sort of thing. Like in some really old streams from like months back, which I didn't do VODs on at the time, I was making mods. I'm still making a mod now, I'm still working on it, and maybe the lack of advertising of the fact has maybe hindered me a little bit. But I'm learning. I'm always learning something, and if I can, I'm trying to get everything I can to try and get my foot in the door and grow my way up. I'm still relatively young. To be in the games industry at the age of what I was then, 20, to be in the industry at the time, I think was impressive. And I loved every moment, and I'd love to go back. But I can't afford to be stabbed in the back anymore. I'm in that position now where I know what I'm worth, and I'm willing, it may sound awful, I'm willing to take a pay cut to have that opportunity. I'm willing to take less money than what I'm on now. It's not the money for me, it's the experience. As for what kind of mod I'm doing, if you follow my YouTube channel enough, I've been uploading occasional works in progress for a Race Driver Grid mod that I've been working on, where I'm kind of rehashing the whole AI and team names and like events and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the events are the same, but I've made them so that they're different enough that you're just like, oh okay, that's fine. So yeah, I've been working on that for like the last year and a half. I've been very off and on with it. Like, there are some times where I'll sit down on my computer and I'll just start working on it for however long. But don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work cross-referencing. I tried adding the DLC cars into the career mode, and while I've succeeded in getting the Ferraris to work again because of how late they were cut, I tried adding the S2K, and it's kind of partially loaded but hasn't loaded, in that it just brings up whatever previous car you were looking at as it tries to keep loading the S2K. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but if I can get them working, I can then start putting the AI in the DLC cars and add a little bit of extra variety, as it were, to the events. And I'd love to do that, and I could be like, look, it proves that I am capable of designing a fun video game experience. Like, I can actually go to a game developer and say, this is what I've made. Because don't get me wrong, I did some modeling in Blender. I've done 3D modeling, I've done graphics, all that shit. I've done all of it, right? But at no point have I ever gone, I've made that with my own time, and I self-educate. The thing is that I'm self-teaching myself a lot of things, and it's so frustrating to be so passionate and you've got a great skill set, but just never getting your foot in the door. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like banging your head against a brick wall after you've had the door opened for you once, let in, and then kicked out again, saying try again. It's just, I just don't know, man. I really don't know. It's a merry-go-round. It's a bit of a circus, actually, I guess you could say. And like I could tell you how I do stuff. I'm trying. That's the thing. I'm seriously trying, but I'm in a situation now. The thing that differed from when the last time I was in the games industry, I can't just quit a job, stay in that job, and then find another one. It doesn't quite work like that for me. Because finding another job after leaving one is difficult. The only good thing is that at my current job, I'm currently I'm not a do not re-employ. I would happily get re-employed by my colleagues and my managers there because they know I'm a good worker. I make mistakes, but so does everyone. The issue I have is I don't want to leave a workplace, be told we'll definitely have you back, and then have it spat in my face. Because I think in the last, out of the 12 jobs I've had, being in the workforce, 12 jobs at the age of 24 is not great, by the way. It's about 2 a year. Every time I've been told, oh yeah, we definitely like you back, I've just then reapplied, taking their word for it, and I'm just getting rejected, and I'm just like, oh okay, so you've double standarded me. Okay, I see how it is. Tell me what I want to hear while I'm there. I'm at that point now where I've gone to every, at least in my current job, I'm just like, listen, I don't want you to tell me what you think I want to hear, I just want you to tell me the honest truth. If you're going to take me back, will you actually accept it? And my manager said it entirely depends on what sort of thing. If I'm an ideal candidate plus the fact I've worked there before, I have a lot going for me, but I would never get a management position role for my current job at the minute, and that's to be expected. But at the minute, my place is currently a revolving door of people coming and going. Like, there are some people that are getting hired, not making their probation, and getting fired. It's as simple as that. And, you know, I'd like to think I'm a good worker. I think I've proved I'm a good worker, and I pride myself on my work ethic. I put the issue I have is I put so much into every job I do, and then I'm just told it's never enough. But then there are people, like, I'm not going to say who, there are people at work who I know are way lazier than I am, like really lazy, and don't do their job very well at all. There are people that I work with that I know that are like that. I'm not going to be. I know there are people like that, and they're more likely to get kept on than me. Like, they were just like, it's just like, it's because I feel like I'm doing more work, and everything being done, it looks like they're getting away with doing less. It's a personal feeling, and it probably isn't the case. Hi, Brad. It's probably, look, but it's a personal feeling, but I think after the year I had last year, I was like, I think I can take it a bit easier on myself now. But obviously it's a new year now, so I'm back to usual working capacity. But I was just like, I had a really good year last year. I worked hard, and I felt like I worked hard. But it's back to the grindstone, and it's just towards like the last couple of weeks of the year I thought sort of winded down, took it a bit easy. Because I felt like after doing, what, 350 odd days of really hard work, I think letting myself slack for a couple of days wouldn't hurt Like, if you work too hard at everything, you'll get burned out, and if you get burned out, you never do your best, right? It's why I occasionally just say I'm not streaming today, because if I don't have anything to put into a stream, if I can't put the energy or the time into a stream, why would I want to do it if it's not going to be enjoyable? Why do you think that if my streams are dead after about an hour or so, if nothing's going on, after an hour, I will just stop and go and do something else with my time? Like, this stream has been pretty good. I've got 5 of you viewing, I've got people talking. I can deal with streams like this as long as I've got someone to bounce off of, because at the end of the day, it's a two-way street. My energy comes from being able to talk to you guys while sharing the gameplay together. And I've always said that it's the community that will make a stream, right? Like, you can go to anyone's stream. If there's a community there, you'll have fun, you can talk to people, and that's half the issue of streaming, is getting yourself out there. And thank you, Matt, I appreciate that. But again, you guys are why I stream. If it sounds really bad, but if there's no one watching my stream after an hour of doing it, what's the point? I've got better things I could do with my evening if it's not talking to myself for an hour. But you can probably tell, I tend to perk up a lot more when there's someone here talking semi-regularly. Like, I get that all of my streams aren't for everyone. I get that. My streams aren't for everyone. Not everyone's going to want to watch Gran Turismo or Juice or Ghost Recon or whatever, but I just play a bit of everything. I just want to share it with you guys. I like to think, as a person, people come to this stream for me rather than the games I'm playing. Don't get me wrong, I did some Fall Guys. Maybe I got a follow out of that. Thank you, Kevin Roy. I got a follow out of that, and I'm proud that, you know, things like that make me want to keep going. And I don't really benefit particularly well financially from streaming at the minute, but hey, streaming has become a phenomenon for a lot of people. They've been able to make careers out of it, which I'm happy for. Like, if you can make a career out of doing something like this because of who you are, then that's all I need to know. Like, at the end of the day, at no point have I ever said streaming is my job, and I've come to realise that to make it my job, I need to make this thing explode. And I'll be honest, there are a bunch of pros and cons when it comes to going like full-time streaming. There are pros and cons. Obviously, one of the pros is that if you really make it, you can make a very nice living out of it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not about that. I want to just talk to people that want to share in the fun and talk to me. And you know, it's just like, you guys are why I stream. And it's worth remembering, no streamer could ever make a career out of it if they didn't have people who wanted to support what they do. And it's why I've also kind of got rid of the donation bar that I used to have on my stream. Like, it's actually just hidden. It's still there because I can't be asked to reset it all up, but it's hidden off the stream. And you know, I just track whatever activity I get through the stream labels. And you know, Bread's dropped a sub through Prime today, thank you. That really does help. Like, it may not seem like it, but subs, small £1 donate, they all add up. Thank you, Omega. Yeah, I appreciate that, thank you. And Omega, funnily enough, I met through a server where I commissioned a mod for someone. And it's through some of the connections and friendships that I've made online that I've got some people like you guys who are very loyal viewers. And, you know, Mark found me playing Juiced one day and decided to stick around. He's now a regular. Mysterious met me through a guy called AMR Dan, who's slightly bigger than I am, does a lot of sim racing content. He's still around here with me. Bread is one of my work colleagues. Omega I met through... Yeah, we met through Dan's channel. Oh, has he stopped now? I didn't know. I didn't know he had stopped. I know he was still doing stuff. Omega I met through a mod server. Oh, he killed it. Why? I'm really confused. Why did he end it? I mean, I know at the time he was going through some stuff. I know at the time. I haven't. Has he destroyed his Discord server as well? I don't think I'm even in his Discord server. But obviously you've got me here. Red is one of my work colleagues. Mysterious I met through Dan. Omega I met through Moz. Mart I met through Juice. Yeah, our meeting was one big coincidence. Yeah, that kind of coincides with what I knew about Dan for a long time. Like, don't get me. There's two sides of it. You've got the side that Mysterious has explained. So Dan, I knew Dan through my online league racing. I met him through something called Tora, which I've got a race coming up this weekend. I might stream very late Saturday, like really early in the morning, or Sunday if I'm doing a Sunday stint. But there's two sides to streaming. If you genuinely struggle with something like there's two sides. Why do you think that if my stream is I can't talk. Why my streams are dead? If my streams are dead after an hour of streaming or so, I don't think to myself, no one cares about me. I just see it more as there's no interest today. That's how I see it. Which is funny because Mondays are a hit and miss. Like some people on Mondays, you will have a stream like this with 4 people. And then the following Monday, I'll have nothing. Like at all. Hilariously, Sundays have been quite dead recently. Like my Sunday streams have been kind of dead. If it's not Sunday, it's Tuesday. Mondays, there's always someone. Tuesdays, there's always someone. It may not be much, but there's always someone on a Monday. Sundays can be dead, and I think that's just because of the work week ahead, which is fine. Maybe I can schedule Sundays so I don't stream on Sundays, and I change it to just Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, or however it is. But I have my stream rota set up in a way that works with my work schedule, so I can go to work, make a living, and then try and stream at prime hours in the evening when people are free. And I'll start at 7 o'clock, but usually if by 8 o'clock nothing's really happened. Yeah, like I have. It's not like I'm lacking games or anything, guys. You've seen partially on stream how many things I have, and I know a lot of us play through Xbox, but cross-play is becoming a thing. F122 is cross-play, I don't see, and community streams are something I've done before. We used to do a lot of Jackbox Party Pack community stream, and maybe we could run one through Discord and play together on stream and have a laugh or whatever. You know, we could do it like that. That's a possibility. That's what Discord is there for. It's why I have one. We could easily do it that way, because last time I used to play it, because you play on your phone. You play on your phone or your computer or an internet browser or whatever. You don't even need the game to play. You just watch my screen to get an idea of what's going on. But Jackbox, like Jackbox Party, the thing is, I have to plan them in advance. I have to get. It's like for a while. My Smash Bandicoot streams, the ones where I got drunk on stream, I pushed them for like 2 weeks of advertising saying I'm going to do this, it will be great. And I had like a great turnout. I had 6 people. In fact, I'll make you guys laugh. I technically shouldn't even be an affiliate. The only reason I ever made affiliate was because I streamed one of the league races once. One of the league races I did a few years ago. And it was that one race that I did where I just had people of the Forza community follow me for like a day or a couple of hours, and I made affiliate, and that's how I got it. I am in no position right now to really be an affiliate because I barely make anything, but the option's there. The option is there, and I've always said anything I make through Twitch right now, anything I make through Twitch. I don't advertise my stuff on YouTube, I can't be arsed. It's too much hassle. But anything I make through Twitch solely goes back into Twitch. It doesn't go into my pocket, it doesn't pay for my food. It goes back into Twitch, and I know that sounds really silly. It's just like, but at the end of the day, if you guys want to have better content, I will give you better content if you support the better content. If that makes sense. Like, I used to be one of them people, like years and years ago. I started YouTube and I used to do these things called Forza compilations. They sound stupid, But I still have remnants of some of that sitting around on my Facebook page, or like my personal one, that is. So I won't share them here. But I have remnants, and I found these old videos that I had of me just using the Forza Motorsport 4 clip editor of varying like 5 to 30 seconds, and I compiled them over the course of a month. I was playing that game daily, compiling them into a month of content. Like a month of replays, races and content. I merged it all together into a 4-minute compilation of just some really nice overtakes and some really funny crashes. And then January, to celebrate the new year, I did solely a crash compilation, and we had absolute carnage. And some of them are really, really funny. In fact, if you remember my Forza Motorsport 4 stream, I showed one. I showed one of them really crazy races where we had a massive pile-up. I miss them days, but 24-year-old me isn't 14-year-old me. I don't have the same amount of time to sit at my computer, play one game for hours and hours and hours to make YouTube content anymore. I do streams because it's a bit more convenient for me, and it's kind of more in line with what I am as a person. I like communicating. Like, don't get me wrong, those YouTube videos were not high quality. They really were not high quality, and maybe if I can get my old laptop working, maybe, just maybe, I can re-upload them to my channel. Because I used to have a really old channel. I don't know if it's still there. I don't even know if my compilations are still there. I don't think they are. I think I deleted everything. But if I can get my old laptop, I'm pretty sure they're all still on there. And I'm pretty sure I could re-upload some of them. But Kid Me was also oblivious to copyright, and I had a lot of copyright music on there, so I never monetized it. Maybe got strike. So I won't be doing that. I'll be taking the music out of it. But I will, if I can find them videos, I'll maybe re-upload them as like a memory sort of thing. But like I said, a lot happens in 10 years. A lot happens in 10 years. You gotta remember, my name LMP, like LMP Dragon, I chose that name in 2016. It's been my name now for about, it's been my name for about, I can't do maths. 6 years? 7 years now? All of my old videos were under my old gamer tag, and if you go far back enough on my YouTube channel, you'll see what my previous channel name was called, which was Life for Plays, because my old gamer tag was Carl593. I think someone may have taken it right now. Oh, I miss my work with Five Music and none of that, no comment. The thing is, right? The thing is, the song that I've decided to start using for the start of my streams is actually non-copyright, and it's pretty good. Like, if you know where to look, you can find some pretty good no-copyright stuff. The only issue for me is that there are certain songs on, like, there's actually a whole YouTube channel dedicated to no copyright sounds, and it's literally called No Copyright Sounds. And all of their music is no copyright. You can use it, and it's all made by professionals, and some of it slaps, some of it genuinely slaps, and to be fair, one of them is a guy called Tobu. Tobu? Yeah, there is, and it's hard to weed some of that out. All of the stuff I use, I found kind of as a mix. You can find stuff on like Premium Beat or Epidemic Sound if you pay for it, like if you pay for the privilege of using them. But that's there solely for people that can afford the content creation. You know, that's their job. That's the whole point of it being there. And there are some songs that I've heard in adverts that I've seen on TV adverts that I've heard a few times. I'm just like, can you use that? Is that paid or not? I don't actually know. But there are some adverts that are very clearly copyrighted music. I'm just like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But there's just some stuff with like smaller TV adverts. And it's like, can you use that? I'm guessing not. But YouTube's audio library is also kind of good. Like, some of the stuff I have found has been through other people that use, again, no copyright music. And like the song that I used to start the stream is actually a song that isn't copyrighted. But funny enough, when I was doing my Simpsons Hit and Run stream, you know when I started the game up and I was like in the menus and shit, I was getting copyright claim for that, and I can't object to it because I can't. I just can't. I'd lose. But there are some people that have claimed my content on videos, and they're just like, I've never heard this guy in my life, and I've content claimed it, and they've not responded for 30 days, and it's just been dropped, because that's how YouTube works. If you don't respond to a claimant saying, oh, this is copyrighted, it just gets dropped, and you can make money off it. And I had a couple of that for my Crash Bandicoot stream. I was just like, no one owns the music of Crash Bandicoot. Stuart Copeland, obviously. Well, no, that was Spyro the Dragon, wasn't it? But the team at Vicarious Visions made but there were just these random ass audio claims for songs that aren't even comparable to the one you're listening to. I'm just like, bro, that is the easiest copyright claim I can ever make. That is the fastest thing I can win. And I'm just like, whoa! That's usually my reaction when I see it. I'm just like, whoa! But even then, it's just like, why is it? I can understand why there's an automated beat to it, like my Juice 2 stream. You know how I was just like, oh yeah, I hope I'm not going to get claimed. A lot of the music is made by a guy called Adam Freeland, who you might know from Need for Speed Underground 2. He made a lot of the music for that one. But the one song that my game decided to pull was Queens of the Stone Age, No One Knows, which I clearly know is copyrighted, and I can't dispute it. I know I can't, but I'm not getting claimed for it. Like, I haven't been copyright strike saying you need to take this video down or I will claim you. It's just this song isn't. It means I can't monetize it. Which is fine. I don't monetize my YouTube content anyway. But I've always found that like original game soundtracks are generally not copyrighted. It's licensed music that is the problem. Licensed music like EA games. And to a degree, about 60% of the Gran Turismo 3 soundtrack, unusable. You can't use it. Like, all the music you're hearing now in the game is performed solely for Gran Turismo, and I know it's copyright free. Because it's by Daiki Kasho, who's a music composer of Lifting Digital. It gives me some white noise to listen to as well. Any game where you have to play in silence is horrendous. I just can't deal with like silence playing a game. It just doesn't work for me. Horizon, it's why I don't stream Forza Horizon, because I can't deal with no music. I just can't deal with no music. I think it's because of the way I am as an individual, because I don't suffer with ADHD, but I struggle dealing with silence. I know you're thinking, but you've got the car engine, that's not silence. I'm a guy that likes something called white noise. Like, yeah, I could focus on the engine if I wanted to, but there are just times where I don't want to focus on the engine, I need to focus on something else, and I just need some white noise, like a background song or something. And I'm like that. That's just how I am as a person. It's, you know, everyone's different. I don't expect everyone to, you know, you get what I mean, right? Like, some people like silence. I don't. It's why it sounds awful, but when I did a FIFA stream not too long ago, it's why I struggled so hard to try and, I don't know, I find games where I have no background audio to be difficult, because I have to keep saying something. Otherwise there's just no noise, it's just radio silence beyond the menu sound effects. Like, even in Gran Turismo 1 and Gran Turismo 2, I'd have to turn off all the soundtrack. I'd have to turn it all off, because it's copyrighted. At least Gran Turismo 3 has some copyright-free stuff. Not a lot, and it's like the same 4 songs, 5 songs or whatever. But it's better than nothing. Oh, don't get me, yeah, like, Juiced was interesting. The thing is, right, I love the Juice soundtrack, and I don't know if you noticed, Mark, but I had the background music playing for Juice, but I had it returned all the way down. However, I had my Juice set up on PC worked because I could listen to the music and I wasn't getting copyrighted on stream. And I wonder if that was because the engine audio was drowning out the music enough that it was just like, I don't actually know what the system couldn't pick it up what it was. I was just like, oh, okay. But I have all my sound audio turned all the way down on Juice just because of how loud the game generally is. But I never turned the music off and I got away with it. Obviously I shouldn't have. A lot of those songs are copyrighted, but I got away with it. YouTube maybe is a bit more strict, I guess. But import tuna challenge. All of the songs copyright free. Any game that has an original soundtrack, but me as a streamer is a lifesaver, solely because it means I can have something playing in the background that isn't silence. And the Crash Bandicoot streams were a great example of why silence is a bad thing. So yeah, it makes me wonder what would happen on a Wii Music stream. Like, I'm composing the songs myself. You clearly know what it is, but would I get copyrighted for using it, even though it's clearly played on a Wii, like Wii Music, where the game is like, I don't know, stuff like that's interesting. I don't really want to find out. But yeah, the Simpsons Hit and Run, I got claimed on the Simpsons intro twice, like the theme song. But I haven't got claimed on anything else. But because I started that stream always with that content there, it was just like, oh, okay, so I always got claimed on it. It's just like, it's fair use covers less than 30 seconds. If you have more than 30 seconds of an official song playing, you can't use it. Or something like that. But if you can prove that under fair use, you're not using it to like monetize or whatever, then fine. The law's okay with that. But that's what fair use is there for, is to protect people from just being unlawfully claimed for using music. Like, it's how you can perform your own rendition of a song, and that's copyright free. Like, if you could play your own version of a song to perfection, like the exact original, if you performed all of that yourself, you are okay, because you performed it. You own the copyright to your own version of a song, right? It is also why part of me really wanted to learn, what's it called, FL Studio? Or Sony Acid or something like that. Something like that where I can just make my own music so I don't A, have to worry about copyright, B, have something I can listen to in the background, and C, just express my creativity. And stifling creativity, I think, is really hurting the creative media content these days. And maybe that's just me, but if you stifle the creativity of people, you will never get original content. And I am just another person amassed a sea of people that have done playthroughs of Gran Turismo 3 before. But unlike their playthroughs, I haven't cut anything out. I've left all of my, like, all of my stuff here is live. Like, everything, my upgrades, my builds, my speed, everything you're seeing, for the most part, is live. On my end, obviously it seems pretty instantaneous, but maybe there's like a 4 or 5 second delay. There's about 3 second delay in my audio, funnily enough, from my game on my TV to my ears on my PC. My game audio is a bit behind, but for you it's perfectly synced. So I'm playing my game with a little bit of audio desync, which is funny, but it's only on my PS2 that I'm having that issue. I don't have it on my 360. I think that's just because of the conversion and the way the PS2 picks up audio through the composite cable. It's really weird. Like, I would pay for a guy to make a song for me, but I don't know how much they are. I don't want to ask how much someone's work is to commission a custom song for there was one song that I actually there was one song I heard at the end of a YouTuber's video once that I really liked. I thought it was sick, and I wouldn't mind having something like that. But even then, if I know that someone says, oh, this song has been created especially for this person to use it, and I can get that in writing. That then solves any copyright issues I have, because it's just like, well, I license it to this person, they can use it, and only that person can use it. And I'm just like, okay. But obviously with things like licensed soundtracks, obviously big publishers like EA or whatever will pay big money to pay these companies like, hi, I want to use this song, and they'll say, okay, that's a fee of blah blah blah. And then they'll go, okay, here's the money, and then bang, you've got a license for 5 years. Most games industry shit relies on 5-year contracts, which is why a lot of games get delisted if they have anything licensed because the license expires. That's why everyone's like, why has this game been taken off the store? And I'm just like, wow, because your 5-year license is expired. And obviously every license is different. Like Forza Motorsport 4, believe it or not, had a copyrighted soundtrack. You would never have guessed it, but it does. It's just a lot of instrumentals from Hospital Records. How do you think that radio station came about in Horizon games? But you know, it's just small things like that. Not even 10 years. Yeah, I think that's because like every 5 years they have to renew a license, which is why Dirt Rally and Dirt 4 got pulled not so long ago. Which is impressive considering they're slightly older than 5 years now. But Dirt Rally 2 will be live for, I don't know, about another 2-3 years, I think. It came out in 2018. So I think it'll be live for, not 2018, it'll be 2019. Yeah, 2019, I think. It came out, so it'll be live for a couple more years, and then it'll be taken off the store. Like, Forza Motorsport 7 is so old, they had to delist it. Forza Motorsport 7 is that old now, it is over 5 years old, that you cannot buy a digital copy of Forza Motorsport 7 anymore. You have to have a disc, or have pre-owned it before, if you want to get it now. There's a fun fact for you. So that's why a lot of games get delisted. Oh, good lord, that was a fun chat. That lasted, ooh, half an hour. That chat has lasted. we've wasted half an hour just by talking about things, and it's kind of cool. I like it. Time flies when you have it. But like, maybe I guess I now have a question for you guys. I guess. I guess I say it's a question for you guys, but I guess I might as well ask it anyway. Actually, hold up, hold that thought. I've got you covered. Kue, give me a second. Actually, like I said, the AI's driving, so I don't care. Give me 2 seconds. I've got some. I've got some mayonnaise. I wasn't, no, because my thumbs fucking kill. Like, driving this was, I've been lied to. Look, I've driven everything else apart from this one race. I don't know what I showed at the end of the stream once. I had like this black mark on my thumb here from how hard I was holding down. But yes, I've bought some mayo. You're welcome. I'm gonna put it back in the cupboard. Give me a sec. My knee went crack as I sat down. So, a question I've got for you guys. Why do you come back and watch me? I want to know, because if it means I'm doing something right in myself, I'm doing something right. I just want to know. I'm not questioning your loyalty, not at all. I just want to know what is it that makes you want to come back and watch me as a streamer. That's all I really want to know, because if I have a point of reference about why people come back, obviously, I think in Kui and Punte's case, it was the fact that I ate toilet paper and mixed bad things on a Crash Bandicoot stream. But I feel honoured because Kui said they don't really follow anyone, even if they follow the comments. So the fact that I'm very fortunate to have had to follow me by the sound of it. But I am quite interested in what is it that makes you guys. Do you not remember Smash Bandicoot? I was drunk. I was like, listen, I will go and get like clip, please. I don't even remember. I have to go back to the stream for this. On screen, I got some toilet paper and I licked it on screen. It was just like, I can't remember what it was. It was just like, if you drop a follow, I will go do this. Yeah, I licked it, but it's the same thing. I still had it in my mouth. I do some crazy shit on stream, and it's great entertainment value. It's great entertainment value. Yeah, I licked it, but you admit that I did it, which is fine. And then we also mixed, what was it, vinegar, brown sauce, ketchup, and was it Bailey's? Like Bailey's Irish cream. We mixed all that together on stream as well, and I drank it. It went about as well as you thought it did, guys. I'm not gonna lie. About 4 minutes after I stood up, I was in the toilet. I was there for about 15 minutes. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. But I wouldn't have changed it for anything. At least I guaranteed I would have already sick. Basically got all that bad shit out of my system if there was a. Okay. Well, if you want me to, you can always tell Dan that he's welcome to swing by my channel anytime to get a bit of sim racing fix. Like, I'm no substitution for Dan. I don't quite have my rig set up yet, but I can promise you, among everything over there, you will see, like, oh, my sim shit over there. Like, you can see it's there. I just haven't set it up yet. I'm sure I will. This should be the last pit stop of the race, so. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. But, yeah. But I have a few people that have been following me for a while, and it's basically just through very minor networking that I'm gradually growing this channel out. I've never joined any of them. All of you join this community, people will follow you because they are like, when was the last time you had anything to do for Torah? The last time I had something to do for Torah was the, not Le Mans, the race after, I think it was 24 hours of Nürburgring last year was the last time I had something for Torah. I didn't compete in the last couple of Torahs after that, but I'm doing Daytona, which is the following weekend, or this weekend. It's this Saturday and Sunday, so I will be doing that. I'm running in the P2 class. I haven't done much practice yet, but I am going to pick up some Torah, maybe a Torah stream if you want to watch me some league racing against some of the other guys. But we've got 3 cars, I think. We've got 3 cars for this event. So, and there's also one guy that's doing R24 and the real life iRacing 24 as well. We're getting the team together for iRacing 24 as well. So that'll be fun. I don't think it'll be streamed, but we're doing the iRacing 24. It's our first attempt at an iRacing event, so you never know. You never know. Something could happen. I really miss my iRacing subscription, but when I've rearranged my whole flat, when I've rearranged it to how I want it to be, I'll be able to maybe pick up the sim rig again and start doing some iRacing there. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Me back in the sim rig and getting taken out first place every fucking 20 billion races that I do. I do miss iRacing. Have a good night, Mark. Like I said, this stream won't be much longer either. I'll finish after this race. But thank you for joining, Mark. Appreciate you here. I'll see you again soon, man. Have a good night. Spasibo, as they say in Russian. So I love them emotes, they are adorable. Those emotes are adorable. I love them, they're great. That's right, it's really cool. Like, if there's one issue I have with my flat, it's just it is so I think everyone has been replaying the game recently because of Ken blocks and timely passing. I would have done one, but I think the best way to find a Ken blocks memory for me is to just remember the good times. I don't want to ruin my good memories of a game by playing it and going, this is as good as I remember it. I can't overstate what Ken Block did for the car and motorsport community. Like, if you've watched any of his Gymkhana videos, you'll understand. But for me, I think the best way to honour Ken Block is to just remember what he did do. And we'll always have the Gymkhana videos to immortalise his exploits as a driver. And credit to the FIA and WRC for retiring from 43 this season. In his honour, but I think, as I already said in the previous stream, it's hard to overstate what he did do for the car community, but it's sad that he's gone, I will admit, but at the same time, and this may sound a little bit bad, but it's just the truth for me, Ken Block was not quite my style of car entertainment, if that makes sense. Whilst I will never take away anything that he did do for the community, it just wasn't my sort of entertainment, which is, it's why I'd rather let things in the past be in the past rather than try and do something now. Like, I would love to have properly immortalised it, but I think everything speaks for itself. It is a very, very, very decorated career. So that's just me though. I mean, like I said, wasn't quite for me, but I'll never take away anything. It's like music in the music industry. It's like I don't have to appreciate what the Beatles or the Bee Gees or Rolling Stones did for the genre. I can always appreciate what they did. I can see why. I just don't have to like it, if that makes sense. I can always appreciate what things do. I can appreciate influences, but it doesn't mean I have to like them because of that, if that makes sense. Like, it's like saying, look at what the Toyota Prius has done for the hybrid car market. No one likes the Prius, but you can't take away that it did something absolutely revolutionary at the time that is now commonplace now. It led the way along with the Honda Insight. You know, it's like the Shelby Cobra for it's like the Shelby Cobra. Iconic car, but I don't like the Cobra. If that makes sense, to put it into car terms. It's just that sort of thing. Everyone has what they like, and it's good to be you. You know, embrace yourself. Be you. Just be you. Don't pretend to be someone you're not. And if I've learned that by trying to please everyone, you'll please no one. So just be yourselves. I think that's really, really important. If you're just yourself, you'll find the right people. That's just me though. That got extremely wholesome, didn't it? That went from a really, really upset and sad to very wholesome very quickly. But yeah, it is. I think being unique is what makes life interesting. And if everyone was the same, the world would be boring, right? So, but yeah, it has been a hell of that. Just a bit. That went from yeah. Yeah, that did escalate a little. Yeah, I can appreciate that, and I think for me, it sounds like a lot of people say, "Well, immortalize what Ken Block did," and that's fine. But for me, immortalizing it also means don't recreate it. Like, I don't know if you've seen these people that are like I don't want someone else to come along and start doing Gymkhana, trying to take over from Ken Block. But whilst I admit Dirt 3 was part of my childhood, and Horizon 3, they were all part of my childhood, they're not the fondest memories I have. Like, I played Dirt 3, I completed every achievement for Dirt 3, and nearly Need for Speed 15, and I completed everything in Horizon 3. I can appreciate the cars and what they were. It hit a lot of people, to be fair, what happened to Ken, but like, don't get me wrong, if you grew up on it, it would hit you more. And I remember playing Dirt 3. I had a lot of fun memories of Dirt 3. And I loved the absolutely insane nature of Gymkhana. I loved it, but it was never my style of racing. I was never into that crazy stunt driving. It's why I'm not a massive fan of Travis Pastrana either. I don't exactly follow Travis, and I didn't follow Ken either on social media. I wasn't really keeping up to them on what they were doing. DC Shoes would probably have a massive influx in sales over the next couple of months, because that's what Shoe Company Ken Block owned. But I was never part of that, if that makes sense. I was never part of it, so while it's sad, I never really... It just didn't hit me the same. I wasn't part of it. And maybe, again, if everyone was the same, the world would be boring. A lot of people are very, very upset with the loss of Game. And like I said, I just wasn't part of that sort of side of the car community. I was always a serious race cars. I was never about doing crazy stuff with cars. As much as I can appreciate what Gymkhana was and what it influenced, it just wasn't. But that's going in circles. But hey, I did a Need for Speed 2015 stream not too long ago either, so you could go check that one out while I go and try and do the Prestige runs. Prestige runs were fun. They were extremely difficult. I hated them. I still hate them. But hey, we all move forward, right? We all move forward. I'm also the same guy that screams at Forza saying SUVs have no place in the motorsport game, why are they here? No one's ever said let's make an SUV. You know, no one's ever said that. What else was it? I'm not necessarily a retro game. Okay, I lie. I'm a bit of a retro gamer. But Gran Turismo 3, like I said, is one of my childhood games. But if you look at all the games I'm playing on stream at the minute, like Mass Effect, I'd never played before. I thought I'd stream it. I thought that'd be fun. That ended up being 27 parts and 72 hours-ish. Simpsons Hit and Run was a 4-part stream. It was fully complete in about, give or take, 10 hours. Crash Nitro Kart, we did that in 4 parts, again about 8 to 10 hours, something like that. Gran Turismo 3 is a lot longer. I've lost count of how long I've been streaming this game for. But it's not hard to see why when you look at the fucking events that we've got to do, right? Like, all of that is why these are so long. But you know, and Persona 5, I never streamed the whole of Persona 5. I don't think I could again, to be honest. Like, I don't think I could play it. Not right now, anyway. I could not replay the entirety of Persona 5. I just couldn't. It would be impossible. It's just too long. It's 100 hours. But anything I did play was in part of my actual first playthrough. So. And Persona 3 and 4, I might stream partially, but I don't think I'll stream full. Maybe I'm overdue a Need for Speed Most Wanted playthrough if I can turn the music off. Maybe. That would be a fun one, wouldn't it? Would you guys watch the Need for Speed Most Wanted playthrough? Let me know. I have the 360 version, so it would look great. It would look great. But all of these playthroughs that I'm doing are basically for 100%, so they are full, unedited, legit playthroughs. No edits, nothing like that. It's all live, all on stream. But hey, look, the race is finished, so that only took an hour, 1 minute and 55 seconds. 150 grand, useless, mate. Come on, gimme good prize, gimme good prize, gimme good prize. Where's my F1 car? Where's my F1 car? Fuck! Yeah, I'll be ending the stream in a minute. I can't hate this prize car, but I hate this prize car. Out of everything we could have won, it is arguably one of the worst. It's like, god damn it. Fuck's sake. It's a cool car. It's got an interesting story. I'm just upset. Oh, yeah, have a good night, Mysterious. Maybe off stream at some point, I'll try rerunning this one and try and win the F1 car. Or, better yet, we could save ourselves some pain and just buy it. So here it is. We got ourselves the Nismo GTR LM. They only ever made one of these in real life to simply homologate it for Le Mans, and then it never raced. The car never raced. It was an absolute failure. But this car was why there's only one, and it's in Nissan's like private super secret facility somewhere in Japan. It's somewhere there, and it's hiding away, and it's the only one they ever built. So it's got a really unique history, this car, but it's not very good. It's a bit shit, actually. It weighs a fuck ton. It has no horsepower at all. It's worth 75 grand though. I can't stay mad. I can't stay mad. So yeah, we got a bunch of cars today. We got the Zonda, we got the Mines Lancer, we got an Evo 4, we bought 3 Opals, let's go, Poggers! And we won this. Yeah, I think that's a good way to end the stream, actually. It's been good fun, guys. So the next question is, hashtag who are we raiding? Well, we need to find someone who's actually live, first of all. So let's go find out who's live, if anyone. The only guy I've got live is Karkina Solar. The only... But I just got... I'm sorry. The only guy we've got live is Karkina Solar, who's currently on Lost Odyssey. So I guess we can go raid him. Yes, raid. So yeah. I hope to see you guys for the next one. In the raid, and peace.